kitchen is now no longer the dingy room it used to be. Times have changed and kitchen has actually become the center of the home. So if you broadly classify the kitchens, there is an open kitchen where actually there are no walls or barriers. The open kitchen seamlessly merges into the living spaces. That is the trend which has been there in the West for quite some time, and I see that trend being catching up in India also. In fact, when we did a consumer survey, we saw that 40% of the Indian consumers are also looking at an open kitchen. Whereas if you come to the closed kitchen, this is where the kitchen has an identity of its own, a separate space where you have really very serious chefs planning, really passionately cooking. For them, you have a separate space where there's lot of storage, lot of dedicated cooking happening. So that is where, closed kitchen comes into play. So open kitchen, as I mentioned earlier, is where the kitchen seamlessly merged with living spaces. So this is where you don't have any walls, you don't have any barriers. The entire design of the home is very open. The light actually flows through the entire house. In these kind of kitchens, actually, it is more suited to people who socialize, who have people coming over, and they really like to socialize while they are cooking. Open kitchens are those kitchens where you don't have any walls or barriers, so you have this openness. Also, the design sensibilities of the consumer can flow through the entire house. The kitchen becomes one with the living spaces, so you actually can socialize more. You can have a better family bonding because the cooking happens at the same area where actually the living spaces are. So these are some of the advantages of open kitchens. Also, in India, in metros and tier 1 cities, homes are becoming smaller. So when there are compact homes, open kitchens actually play a major role because you have a better space utilization in these areas. The other places where open kitchens really work well is where you have premium or luxury apartments, where you really want to actually have a showcase space, where open kitchens are really in trend and in vogue. Some of the disadvantages of open kitchens are that you really need to have your kitchen tidy all the time. You really can't afford to have a messy kitchen. Plus, all the aromas, Indian food has a lot of aroma to it, will actually flow through the house. Again, if there are various serious chefs and there's a lot of cooking happening, the storage also can be restricted in an open kitchen. So these are some of the disadvantages of open kitchens. So closed kitchens are ideally suited for chefs who are very passionate about their cooking, who really actually cook at least 3 to 4 meals per day. For them, cooking is something which they are really into. So then you require a lot of counter space, lot of storage space, and such places closed kitchens really work well. Again, in India, we have a culture where we have a lot of house help. So in such cases also at times people prefer a closed kind of a kitchen, and larger counter space is what is an advantage for a closed kitchen. Coming to the disadvantages of a closed kitchen, it again becomes like a separate space. There is some sort of an isolation from the entire home. But then there are various ways of actually working around both open and closed kitchens to make them, conducive to the home environment. But finally, it depends upon the user's design sensibilities, the user's ecosystem of the home, whether they want to be more social or they want to be more focused on their cooking. So accordingly, the decisions have to be taken. The first thing is what kind of aesthetics or the design sensibility you have. If you are one who want an entire decor to seamlessly flow, an open kitchen is the right kitchen for you. But definitely space should be kept in mind. In case there is a lot of appliances or a lot of cooking which you are into, then maybe a closed kitchen would be one which you would want to go for. So depending on your lifestyle, design sensibility and the kind of social structure you are into, you can actually take a call of both an open or a closed kitchen.